Thanks to the generosity of the Widener Memorial Foundation in aid of handicapped children, Cabrini College was able to make extensive improvements to campus safety and access for students with mobility challenges this year. The trustees of the foundation, including Cabrini alumna Elena Dixon Miller and her mother, Edith Robb Dixon, awarded the college an $86,000 grant to install automatic handicap openers at several key locations across campus, including the double doors leading from Jasmine's Cafe into the Widener Center Lecture Hall and the double doors entering the Idarella Center Lecture Hall. Install a ramp, automatic handicap opener, and new entrance door to public safety, and replace aged and worn elevator doors in Holy Spirit Library, Founders Hall, and residence halls. This initiative is the latest in an ongoing legacy of leadership gifts that the Dixon family has granted the college over many years.
So all of these improvements help the students, the faculty, and in fact anybody who comes to Cabrini by easing their access to these important areas on campus. So it allows for easier accessibility, but also safety, so that people who are experiencing any mobility or physical challenges are able to get to these places independently, which is what we want them to do, and also in a safe manner.
Instead of always being tied to calling public safety or sending us an email about a crime or an incident that they had a question about, or they have an issue with their parking permit, or they're not certain about handicapped parking spaces on campus, now they can come and do it in person like any other student.
One of our students, Frank, is physically challenged and he uses a wheelchair. And he's been a very big advocate for speaking with me about areas on campus that are not easily accessible. And in my role as Director of Disability Resource, that's one of my main jobs, is to remove any barriers. And so Frank is a very good advocate. He shares with me any concerns that he has. But Frank is someone who's helped me to view the campus through the eyes of someone who is physically challenged, somebody who needs to use a wheelchair to get around. And I think that awareness is so important, to look at the campus through the lens of someone who isn't able to walk around freely, as many students and faculty are, who does need to ask for assistance when he faces the barrier of a door that doesn't open automatically with a button. He then is relying on someone else to do that for him.
I found it very challenging to navigate through the doors of several buildings, and now it's gotten much easier since the improvements have been done.
Well, I think it increases the awareness of the impact of having our campus be accessible, to allow people the opportunity to go into different buildings and areas without any undue pressure or needing the assistance of someone else, because anyone who comes to campus is able to perhaps open doors and to go upstairs, but the elderly people who come to campus, any students with disabilities, any faculty with physical disabilities, this allows them to independently traverse the campus as well.
I have found it it's been easier for me to get through the doorways. It's taken away a lot of the challenge that was there before.
This video is just a small way of saying thank you to the Widener Foundation, Mrs. Miller, Mrs. Dixon, and the extended Dixon family.
I certainly want to thank the Dixon family, because without this grant, this wouldn't have been possible.
I'd like to thank you for making this possible. I really appreciate it, and I know that it will not only help me navigate the campus better, it will help other students and faculty members who might come in after me.
I would like to send a huge thank you to the donors for allowing these changes to be made. They've made a tremendous impact on the accessibility of this campus. Again, not just for students and faculty, but for anybody who comes to the campus who may have some physical challenges. So these improvements are just a wonderful step to making our campus more open, more accessible, more diversified in terms of anyone who comes here can then navigate freely and without any barriers. So we thank them so much for this generous donation.